In this lecture, I'm going to show you a real-time, highly secured login system which I have developed on code.org using the basic features of Applab. Now, this is the first screen a user is going to come across when he will access this app on his device. Now, if he will tap on any of these three input boxes which are present right on the very first screen of the app, automatically a keyboard like this is going to appear. Now, if we want to get rid of this keyboard, he can hit this background screen. Automatically, the keyboard will go disappear. Similarly, if we want to access it again, he can hit this input box and the keyboard is going to come again on the screen. So that's how he can access the keyboard whenever he require to input something over here in these fields. Right, now is this keyboard workable? Let's check it out. Let me try entering my name over here in this first input box. So I'm going to make use of this keyboard over here for doing the same. G-A-U-R-A-V. It is working perfectly fine. Let's come over here and let's try and make use of this keyboard for entering an email address over here. So G-A-U-R-A-V. Then we are able to enter the alphabets, right? Let's see whether we'll be able to enter some special characters and integers also using this keyboard or not. So I'm going to hit this 1, 2, 3 button over here. So the keyboard is now changed. In place of the alphabets, I'm able to see special characters as well as integers getting reflected over here. Now let's make use of this at the rate. Okay, Gaurav at the rate Gmail. Okay, so it is working perfectly fine. Okay, by mistake I've written KK over here in the end. So can I delete these alphabets which by mistake I've written right at the end of my Gmail ID? Let's check it out. So I'm going to make use of this delete button which I've placed over here. Okay, I'm able to delete the words. Now let's enter M over here. So this is my email ID. Let's come on this password part. Let's start entering the password using this keyboard. So I'm going to enter Gaurav123. Let's set this G first. G-A-U-R-A-V. Then it is 1, 2, 3. So as you can see, whatever I have written over here, it has got converted into the form of an asterisk. So that is going to make this app a more secure one. Let's now upload a pic on this platform. I'm going to select this one for now. Okay, so I'm done with uploading a pic and also I am done with entering all the required details in these three input fields. Now let's hit the sign up button and register this profile of Gaurav on this platform.
Your account has been created successfully.
So the account has been created successfully. I am going to sign in now using the same credentials I have made use of for creating my profile. So the first thing is the name. Now instead of entering the right password over here in this third field, let's enter an incorrect password and see what is going to happen. So GAR, this is what I have typed over here. Let's hit this sign in button.
You entered invalid credentials.
So I entered invalid credentials and I got this message over here. Right. So what I have done, I have made use of timed loop for getting that error message appear on this first window. After 2 or 3 seconds, it automatically got disappeared just because the way I have configured that timed loop. Now let's enter the correct password. I need to remove these three alphabets first. Now I'm going to enter the right password. So it is Gaurav123. Right. So Gaurav123 is the correct password. Let's now hit the sign in button and check out what is going to happen.
We welcome you to your dashboard, Gaurav.
Okay, so this is my dashboard and everything, my password, my email ID and my name are getting reflected right on the top of this panel. Suppose I want to log out from my dashboard. How can I do that? I just have to hit this button and
Bye bye.
automatically I will be logged out from my account. Now if I want to again sign in into my account, I can hit this sign in button over here.
Welcome to the sign-in screen.
Okay, so I'm going to get redirected on the sign in screen where I can again enter everything whatever is required for accessing my dashboard. Let's hit the sign in button and see whether I will be able to access my dashboard or not.
We welcome you to your dashboard, Gaurav.
I'm able to access my dashboard, right? Let's now come on this panel and create one more profile. So I'm going to upload a pic first. I'm choosing this one for now. Here I am going to write down a password. So I am using Nivi123 for this ID. Let's now hit this sign up button. Okay, so the profile has got successfully created. So right now Nivi's profile is visible to us. So on this panel, Gaurav's profile is there, and on this panel, Nivi's profile is visible to us. Right. Let's now come on this panel. A hacker is using this third device. Okay, who is trying to hack Nivi's and Gaurav's ID. What he will do, he will come on this sign in screen directly.
Welcome to the sign-in screen.
Okay, and he will enter over here my name. Done with entering my Gmail ID over here in this second input field. Now if suppose he will enter an incorrect pass because he doesn't know my password, right? Okay, now what is going to happen if he will try to access my dashboard which I've created on this platform using an incorrect password? Let's check it out. So I'm going to enter GAU123, which is an incorrect password. Let's hit this sign in button and check out what is going to happen.
You entered invalid credentials.
So I'm going to get a notification of this that someone has tried to access my ID with an incorrect login credentials. What I can do in order to make my ID more secure, I can update my password. So now I'm going to change this password over here from Gaurav123 to 123 at the rate 123 at the rate Gaurav. Okay, let's now hit this update button.
You updated your profile password successfully.
Okay, so I updated my profile's password. Let's log out from this app.
Bye bye.
Okay, now I'm going to sign in
Welcome to
again
the sign-in screen.
using that updated password. So here I'm going to write down my name. Then it is the password, the updated one I'm going to enter now 123 at the rate Gaurav. Okay, let's hit the sign button and see what is going to happen.
We welcome you to your dashboard, Gaurav.
Okay, so I'm able to see my dashboard. I'm able to access my dashboard over here. Okay, And that's how this app works. Now similarly, if he will try to access Nevi's panel, so this is Nevi's ID, and let's now enter an incorrect password over here.
You entered invalid credentials.
So as you can see, Nevi has received this notification on his dashboard. Alright, so that's how this app works. Now this is a whole code which I have made use of for developing this beautiful, magical, highly secured login system on code.org using the basic features of Applab. Now when the user will hit this 1 2 3 button, which is defined over here by me, automatically this is the code which is going to get executed. The value of b will become 1, and the unnecessary elements are going to go hidden, and the rest of the elements will be showed to the users. Fine. Similarly, if he will hit this ABC button, which is right above the 1 2 3 button, so automatically this is a code which is going to get executed. Initially the keyboard is going to be on this position. The value of x is 0, and the value of y over here for this keyboard is 600. So that's why initially when you run this game, the user will not be able to see this keyboard because it is present at this position. Alright, now let's come on this code which I've defined for this button, the ID of which is pass2. So this is password 2 field. When the user will hit this password 2 input box, this is a code which is going to get executed. So if the value of b is equal to 0, the keyboard is going to get visible to the user, and besides, all these elements also will be visible to the user. Rest all unnecessary elements are going to go hidden. Now if the value of b is equal to 1, opposite of whatever happened, whatever we have defined in this b equal to 0 if loop is going to take place, is going to get executed by the compiler, right? And if the value of a is equal to 0, then this is a timed loop which is going to get executed by the compiler. So the user will be able to see this moving upwards from the bottom. Okay, now let's come on this code which I've defined for this email field. The way the user will be able to see this keyboard when he will hit this password field, in the same way when he will hit this email ID field, the keyboard is again going to be visible to the user. It is again going to come over this first screen, and whatever code I've defined for this password field, the same code I have kept inside on even block which I have defined for this email ID field. So b equal to 0, this whole code is going to get executed, and if b is equal to 1, then this whole code is going to get executed by the compiler. Similarly, if a is equal to 0, then this timed loop is going to get executed by the compiler, and the user will be able to see this keyboard coming up from the bottom. Same code I have made use of for this on event block. I have defined for this name input box. Then comes the code for this image 1 button. So the ID of this image button which you're seeing right in the back of this first screen is image 1. So when the user will hit this image 1, this is the code which is going to get executed, and the keyboard will start going down from this point. So this is a time loop I have made use of for doing the same. Then what is the code which is going to get executed when the user will hit this Q button over here? So this is the code. If the value of a is equal to 1, then the counter variable Q will be added to it. Okay, and the password field will be set the text of the password field will be set equal to the value of y. Similarly, in the password field, everything is going to get converted into asterisk. So this is the code I have made use of for doing the same. And if the value of a is equal to 2, then the value of z is going to get incremented. So q is going to get added to the value of z, in the value of z, and whatever the value of z is, it is going to get reflected over here in this email field. The same code I have defined for this a equal to 3 also. So q is going to get added to this s variable, and the value of s is going to get reflected over here in this first input box, the id of which is name. Same thing is going to happen when the user will press this W alphabet key, which is there on the keyboard, and then this code is for the E alphabet key, it is for R, then this one is for T, then this is for Y, then U, then it is for I, then this one is for O, this one is for P, then it is for A. So for all the alphabets which you are able to see right now on this keyboard, I have defined the same code. The code is same for all the alphabet keys. Now let's check out the code which I have defined for the special characters key and the integer keys. So this is the code. This is a code which I have defined for this dot over here. Fine. Then this one is for this integer key 1. When the user will hit this 1, 2, 3, automatically this keyboard is going to get changed. In place of the alphabets, the user will be able to see the integers as well as some special characters. So when the user will hit this 1, automatically this is a code which is going to get executed. Now 1 is going to get added to the value of y, and finally the value of y is going to get reflected in this password field, and this star is going to get reflected in this password 2 field. If a is equal to 2, then 1 is going to get added to z, and whatever the value of z is, it is going to get reflected over here in this email id component. Similarly, if a is equal to 3, then the value of s, then 1 will be added to the value of s, and finally the value of s is going to get reflected over here in this name field. Same code I have defined for this integer key 2 also. Then it is the same for integer key 3, then for 4 also it is same, and for the remaining ones also the code is similar to the one which I have defined for the on event block. I've made use of for the integer key 1. So this is the code which I've made use of, which I've defined in this workspace for this @ the rate. So automatically @ the rate is going to get added to y, and it is going to get reflected over here in this email part. Also in the password field and in the name field also, in case the user uses this @ the rate in any of these 3 fields. Now comes this code which I've made use of for deleting the characters which are going to get reflected over here when the user will hit any of these keys after hitting these input boxes. So if the value of a is equal to 1, it means that the user has tapped on this password field, and when the user will hit this delete button, automatically this is a code which is going to get deleted. This is a code which is going to delete the alphabet or whatever the user has written over here in this field one by one. Similarly, if a is equal to 2, then whatever user has written over here in this email field, it is going to get deleted one by one. With the help of this delete key, the user can do this. And this is a code which I've made use of, which I've defined for creating the profile on this platform. So there is a sign up button. When the user will hit the sign up button, this is a table named users is going to get created on the data browser connected to the app, and automatically this is the whole code which is going to get executed, right? And after that, the user is going to get redirected on the sign in screen, and then the user will have to end then the user is required to enter the required information over here in these three fields in order to log in into his dashboard. So this is the code which is going to get executed when the user will hit the sign in button in order to log in into this app. Okay, this is the code which is going to get executed when the user will hit this sign in button, log in into the app. Okay, and then comes the code which is going to get executed when the user will hit this sign button over here. Okay, so now comes the code which is going to get executed when the user will hit this button 2, which you can see is present over here, the update button. So when the user will hit this update button, after updating his password, automatically whatever he has entered over here in this input box, it is going to get updated in his profile. So he will be able to update the password of his profile using this update button over here. Fine. So that's how I've created this beautiful, highly secured login system. Hope you guys enjoyed this lecture. The new batches are going to start from 1st of April. If you want to avail the coding classes facility, you guys are most welcome to contact me on my phone number 9891665634 and get yourself registered for those online coding classes. Thank you very much. God bless you and namaste. Have a great day. Bye bye.